Hey people, watching here 53, Estia Province, blue team. It's Fear, with a Chaos Lord. Durable and destructive hero, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed. Powerful offense and disruption, fights mainly in melee combat. This is the Black Legion elite scheme. Good old Black Legion, always up for a ruckus. He's capping now, he's very excited. Alongside here, BestN00b is a mech boy, teleporting hero that fights range combat, great for capping with some powerful damage output. Can also support, disrupt, build structures and repair. And he's got a massive bolt in his mouth, because why not? Alongside, and rounding off the blue team, I believe this is fegtorg, known here as fegtorg. I think it's fegtorg, with a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero, powerful battlefield manipulation and some good offense too. Begins in melee combat. Red team ASD is an Apothecary, support hero that fights in melee combat by default. Begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. This is the Ultramarines DLC. Alongside and already getting involved in some fights is Rambo with a Force Commander, very good offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. Kicking off here in the mid, the Chaos Lord is busy capping that eastern side, the western side, sorry. On the eastern side, rounded off the teams, is Lindonin with a Farseer, support hero that fights in melee combat, powerful buffs, debuffs and control abilities. Good old Lindonin, still playing this game. One of the old school players from back in the day. Very early 2-1 cap for blue team, thanks to the Chaos Lord taking that west side. Red team seemed to double mid, and perhaps it will pay off. Here's the Force Commander back to some fighting. Apothecary doing the right thing and tying up the CSM where everything else shoots at the Chaos Lord. He got to kill the weak off, not bad. Might take out a scout here. Nope, he's persuaded to leave. Those fellas could turn around and maybe finish him off. Boom. That was a heal from the Apothecary in on the Force Commander there. Not a bad ally to have, the old Apothecary. And as a Space Marine, can also get the Razorback out in tier 2, which is an awesome thing to do for a teammate. But down he goes, the Apothecary there. Sluggers and some Daka. These guys with their burners pretty early here. Makes them a substantial early threat to some tactical Marines. Trade pretty well with them when they got their burners. Marines, of course, are 75 requisition to reinforce per model. So if you can kill those guys in tier 1, get a few Marines down, you're doing pretty well. Doom bolts flying out from the Chaos Sorcerer. His starting ability, one of his starting abilities. The other one is that Consume, usually used to eat a heretic. I'm not sure why both of those fellas were retreated off there. That might have been a mistake. Uh-oh. Rangers doing their thing. Disrupting the Sorcerer and all three CSM there with their kinetic pulse. Banshee's able to get in. Can set up some really nasty things with that, especially when you've got a Farseer supporting things. Spirit Stones is up. Spiritual Rites heal to support those Banshees. Meanwhile, red team being pinned back here. Space Marines do start slowly, often in team games, but then ramp up to ludicrous levels. We'll see if that happens. Force Commander unable to get in there. Assault Squad is on the field though for Rambo. There's the jump. You also have them up for ASD. Here they are. Need to jump these CSM, I think. Havoc setting up over there on that west side. It might be a 2v1 though with the Orks off the field here. Some chainswords in retreat. That's painful. Sluggers will be okay, I think. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Down they go. It's a good wipe for the red team there. Fear needs to fight two players now. BestN00b losing one of the shooter boys and Sluggers. Needs to recover. Havoc gets jumped. That should see Fear off the field here. Doom Blasters trying to keep these Assault Squad fellas occupied. Double CSM is in there. Apothecary gets to heal off, but not on himself, and down he goes. A bit too over-eager with the Apothecary here a couple of times, maybe ASD. Heretics here with an aspiring champion, but they are persuaded to leave, and red team, oh, these fellas should be capping. Come on, fellas. That's why you're not Space Marines. Still not doing so. Drop pod coming in from Rambo, I think. Yep. Some more tactical Marines, because why not? Chaos Lord is still in this fight. He's already used Kill the Weak, so needs to run away. There we go. 1-1 cap, but an early VP lead for the blue team. Meanwhile, east side, Lindonin defending the power. 3 gens are up. There's an energy shield Doesn't want to push. Raptors in the field now for fegtorg. Best noob not purchasing anything to recover in tier 1 right now. Needs to get something up. Doesn't want to rush tier 2 here, I don't think. Some gen bashing maybe from red team. Here we go. Double tax. And the assault squad will bash pretty well. And they take the west side. And here's some more help too. Not a lot Best Noob can do to support his team. Make boys in retreat. Not sure what he's up to. There's the tier 2. That's what he's up to. Quick Death Dread or a war truck or something. We've got some shooter boys here. Not fully upgraded, but they do have their knob leader. Sword of Flame up for the Chaos Sorcerer, and Vestments of the Warp can try and teleport in on the Rangers perhaps, and also Raptor jump them. There's also a Shuriken up to contend with. Jump troops, great counters of course for setup teams, since they generally can't tear their weapons up after the jump has been initiated. There's Guide on the Shuriken, increasing range and damage. Look at that. Massive firing up for that Shuriken, gets the CSM out of there. Double grenade launcher heretics. Coruscating flame on the Raptors, burning nearby enemies now. And there's a jump. Raptors are there, and they will engage this. Farseer uses the spiritual rights. There it is. Big heal goes off, but Banshee's still getting torn up by those Raptors. Wow, those guys were pretty beefy there. Did a really good job. Sorcerer was in amongst it. Can they drop? Can they get a model off them, the Banshees? I don't think they can. Some grenade launcher shenanigans to disrupt. Can be really powerful weapons in tier 1 grenade launchers, especially if you have double heretics with them. Can really tear through stuff. Power bashing on the west side. Blue team have really been pinned back here since Best Noob lost some stuff and did not replace it. Has gone for some quick tier 2 stuff. We'll see if it pays off. Blood Crusher on the way for Fear. And a War Truck on the way for Best Noob. Red team focusing a bit more on tier 1 stuff maybe, with assault squads of both players. Although not a whole lot else spent in terms of power. I think it's pretty comparable. Havoc's up over here. Got an aspiring champion as well for Fear. And there is some Khorne and Tzeentch CSM with those powerful and dangerous Inferno Bolters. Red team getting a natural back. Not sure. Oh, as the mech boy decaps it. There he is. There's that spiritual rights heal again. Pretty nice heal. Big area. Blood Crusher in the field. It's a Bloodletter on a Juggernaut. Some heavy melee damage. Not a lot of hit points. And Space Marines can transition very quickly into some anti-vehicle. He'll very happily fight some Assault Marines though in melee combat. Another jump there. Blood Crusher doing some work. Havoc survive. Chaos Lord might want to invest in one of his specialized melee weapons with double assault squads around. Kind of surprised that we saw those CSM go for Khorne and Tzeentch and not Mark of Khorne actually. Blood Crusher doing some good work. Sergeant is up on those assault squad fellas. And these guys too, you see him there with a power sword. Nothing really to threaten this Blood Crusher yet that I see. Oh, Melter Bomb on the way here, Thunder and Lightning. Could see some missile launchers too. Oh, these guys are becoming Stern Guard veterans, which allows them to use Vengeance rounds, which will be a threat to the Blood Crusher. Stern Guard teleporting in. There's the Melter, and there's the Vengeance rounds loaded in. Can the Blood Crusher get away from here? Look at that big chunk of damage from the Melter. Only 600 hit points on a Blood Crusher, of course. Not a lot for a creature that needs to get into melee combat. It is doing a good job tying up the Stern Guard so they can't fire those Vengeance rounds. Another drop pod here, this time from ASD. More Tactical Marines dropping in the field. We might see more Stern Guard. Stern Guard, by the way, are limited to 1. These guys are first company Marines that can change their ammo to fight all targets. But they're being tied up. The Blood Crusher is being worn down by sheer piercing damage here. And some melee from the Force Commander himself. I think they're going to get it. They do get it. The Blood Crusher did a very good job when it was up, but was it up long enough? Fear needs to follow it up with something, of course. Does he have double Mark of Tzeentch is up? If he can protect these guys from the Assault Marine jumps, that's a massive amount of damage. Look at that. That's like 2 seconds of firing at those Tactical Marines, and they lost the model. They don't have their aspiring champions there either, which would be another Inferno Bolter up. But look at that. Assault Squad able to get a jump on both of them, and now the Apothecary comes in. Chaos Lord needs to get a melee weapon up and goes for the Lightning Claws. Don't run him in. Just stay back, hang back, wait for the Assault Squad to jump and counter-initiate. Because those Lightning Claws are nasty. 100 power melee DPS. And that's at level 1, of course. There are modifiers to damage output as characters and heroes level up. If you hit level 10, you'll have 33% more melee damage on a hero, I believe. And 20 or so % more range damage, I think it is. 451 to 234, double cap for blue team. Red team, though, going for blue team's natural. What is this? Shotguns annoying some heretics. Oh, grenade. Doesn't quite work. I should have said scouts, not shotguns. This scouts holding shotguns. Look at this mech boy. He's constantly been on this VP. I haven't seen a whole lot else from him in the engagements. No war gear. We have double tank busters for BestN00b for some reason. There aren't any vehicles on the field for red team. Double warp spiders. Look at this. Not very often you see this from Lindonin. That could be really painful. You can avoid that kind of thing. Like so. And maybe no sign of the gravity blade or anything to try and punish those raptors for those jumps. Here's the Chaos Lord. We'll see what he can do with these Lightning Claws. Trying to get in on those Assault Marines, and they just back the hell away. War Truck will allow the Chaos Forces to reinforce, as well as the Orks. 422 to 216. Triple cap here for the red team. Bloodletters now for Z-Talk. Tier 3 for BestN00b. A early Nob squad. It's going to be amazing here. Raptors do have their aspiring champion. Some power bashing from the tank buzzers. That's one way to use them. There we go. Well done. Awesome job. Going to get a full bash hit. 384, 216. Tactical Marines with a plasma gun. They still don't really want to fight Mark of Tzeentch CSM though. These guys starting to level up now. More plasma gun over here from ASD. Doing big chunks, as you saw. If you combine that with potential Space Marine damage buffs, which Chaos doesn't quite get the same access to, although they do have some stuff like that. Chaos Lord has that global that I always forget the name of. That increases damage as you land attacks. Down goes a Sorcerer. Banshee's level 3, wow. With the aspect of strength. Been supported well by that Farseer, I guess. She's got Doombringer up and Rune Armour decapping and power bashing. 367, 205. Very effective and quick power bash. We've got some kind of off-white, creepy looking bloodletters coming in. Should get revived, but it might take a little while for the mech boy to get over there. Dreadnought on the field here for Rambo. And, oh, more Assault Squad. I guess you dropped your Assault Squad, Rambo. I completely missed it. Of course I did. ASD still has level 2 Assault Squad. Fear going for Plague Marines now. fegtorg had a rough fight, it looks like, when that Chaos Sorcerer got chased through. Bunch of heretics died. Look at them. There's a pile of them over here. And all the raptors down. Missed a whole lot of play over there. Dreadnought helps get the power bash. Not quite level those fellas. These fellas are. Librarian up here for ASD. Support sub-commander for Space Marines can get into melee and do some work though. Chaos Lord there to counter-initiate. There's the destructive strike, but it misses. Ability given to him by the claws. Sanguine Chainsword is up for the Apothecary. 350 to 189. Best Noob uses the tier 3 to get a looted tank. Not what I was expecting. Especially with double haywire warp spiders around. That's pretty dangerous. Maybe Best Noob wasn't aware of the double warp spiders. It's possible. Red team looking pretty strong, I must say. But blue team can come back. Tzeentch needs to make a decision about going tier 3. Those Banshees must have gone absolutely mental here. Wiping the Raptors. No wonder they're level 3. Librarian these days starts with his Veil of Time, which is a massive bonus for that fella. Plague Marines up here in some Khorne worship. Fear not looking to sit back. Having a look at the power, which is mostly bashed. Only a node is up. They're going to engage kind of awkwardly, coming from two sides here, the red team. Those CSM got way too far forward. And this is going to be bad. Look at the Eldar skulking in the background there, using the infiltration from the webway gate. Banshee's getting in the background. Sluggers there to meet them. But here come the Warp Spiders, taking down the War Truck with double haywires there. And the Sluggers unable to stand with those level 3 Banshees. They might even be level 4 by now. Nope, not quite. Sluggers go down. Terrible fight there for the blue team. Terrible fight. Tzeentch does go tier 3 and so does Fear. So they've out-teched the red team. Oh, maybe not. Lindonin and ASD go tier 3 right now, so that's not too much of an advantage, especially looking at the rosters. CSM over here with the Aspirant Champion. Tzeentch taking that opportunity to try and cap this. Not going to risk it though. Could have tried to cap it and then teleport away, but as you can see, not the quickest teleport for those bloodletters. Is this power bashing? It is. Very confused about these double tank busters. Did a good job bashing power, and there is a dreadnought up now, but there wasn't any vehicles when they came on the field. ASD is lagging, as is Rambo. Could change things. 258 to 189. Dreadnought hiding behind the shot blocker and then breaks it. Looted tank able to get a lot of shots on here. There's a jump. That's a risky jump. I guess maybe he knows that the sluggers are not here anymore. Gets the melter, needs to run away though. And does run away. Best Noob now has some commandos on the field. Here they are. And that's a lot of rockets for your dreadnought to deal with. Breaks line of sight. But there's the barrage. Hits it a little bit. If that was a flush hit, that would have been a very, very dead dreadnought. VP, says Lindonin. Yeah, they're still behind on VPs. 254, 177. Terminator's up for Tzeentch here now. Red team need to be getting on his VP and doing some work. Bashing power a lot, fellas, but VP's winning the game. Dreadnought lives. Where are those Terminators at? Here they are. With those combi bolters and power fists. Banshees gonna get on them, I think. Yes, they are. I don't see Doom on anything. Uh-oh. Looted tank in trouble. There's an orbital from most likely ASD, and that has hit those commandos pretty flush. Tank gets teleported away by Tzeentch. Nice thinking. Did the commandos live? I think they live. This guy got thrown clear. Tzeentch teleported the tank to safety using the warp global. It might have been okay, since vehicles do not get lifted by the orbital, they can just drive out. They do take a massive amount of damage by the final blast though. These fellas are turning into Vanguard veterans. There we go. Now they lose their melter bomb, which is a big deal, but they do gain increased combatability, lots of hit points as well, lots of power melee weapons. Chaos Lord level 3 eating a full auto to the face and runs off. That's going to really frustrate that guy now. Vanguard veterans with a lightning claw, 2 power swords and that thunder hammer. They can get a power fist on the thunder hammer model there for some extra heavy melee. I think it's 50 DPS or so on that fist. 209159. Blue team are pinned back on this west side. Big mistake, I think, from BestN00b not recovering in tier 1, or at least recovering a little, getting some more shooters up or something. Could have eased that transition into tier 2 a little bit more. Meanwhile, east side, his Terminators seem to have stabilized things somewhat for fegtorg. Now got some Khorne and Tzeentch CSM for that range superiority. 187, 159. Mech Boy goes down, was trying to Mega Rumble up. And here's a Chaos Predator for Fear. And a Rocks. We're trying to set this Rocks up with the Mega Rumbler, but it still hits pretty damn well. Pretty damn well. Can they chase down this Dreadnought now? 175, 159. Surely they can. There's Cult of Speed from the Mech Boy. Increasing speed and firing rate for all of the allied vehicles on the field. It's a pretty damn good global. 167, 159. East side. Got some level 2 and level 3 warp spiders. 2v1, they should be able to outshoot some CSM, you would think, with Eternal War and Khorne and Tzeentch. Terminators with the autocannon too will be helping out. Bloodletters getting caught, isolated. Banshees on capping duty. Don't see much of a push for the VP from Lindonin. And blue team now have their west side back. Red team kind of reeling here a little bit. Didn't seem to push the advantage when they had it. Not always easy to recognize that kind of thing in a 3v3 game, where most engagements are pretty crazy. Can always keep track of what your enemy lost and what you have on your other teammates and that kind of thing. 165, 139. Regroup with me, says Rambo. These guys did talk about some lag earlier on, so they might be suffering from that. Level 3 tax with a plasma gun, that's dangerous. Chaos Lord is level 4, now has the Dark Halo. 161, 139, 221 for red. They have blue team's natural bloodletters will take it back. fegtorg needs to push out a little bit here so his VP doesn't get camped, but then surprise Banshees on your Terminators. Luckily for them, they were able to teleport away. These fellas cannot teleport though and drop a model. Banshees are just so fierce on retreat. Still haven't seen Doom being used at all. I'm sure it has been, just haven't noticed it. 154, 139. Perhaps waiting for the Terminators to use up their teleport before using Doom and that kind of thing. West side still very blue. Red team are pushing mid here. They take out the Mech Boy. But a lot of tanks are going to shoot them up, and there's an Imperial Abyss from Fear. ASD trying to tough it out with Angels of Death activated. Global ability of the Apothecary. Reducing damage and giving knockback immunity. This las cannon's going down. There's a jump. He's standing and fighting here is ASD with no anti-vehicle weaponry at all. Those Vanguard veterans barely getting out. That's a storm set up by the time field, and a tank seemed to drive right into it. Just needed to keep reversing, but down it goes. And warp spiders coming in. Awesome play by Lindonin. 154 to 110. Melee's down some commandos too. ASD is still in this fight. Level 4 tactical marines. Not sure if they're going to get away. They do not. Messy fight here, but sometimes the ends of team games turn into this these very desperate, messy fights. Ouch. Yeah, red team just got wrecked. That could be GG right there. 154 to 92. Blue team weathered the storm at the start of tier 2 and mid tier 2 and have come back here. Start of tier 3 they look pretty weak too. These tanks coming up and they didn't really deal with them that well, red team. And that's a very good Imperial Abyss too. Avatar is up for Lindonin. Looks like he's going to end up on the losing team today. Predator tank for ASD. Terminator's in for Rambo apparently. There they are. Most likely assaults. Yep, Thunderhammers are up. They could go after the tanks. But right now they're going after a Chaos Lord. Does have the Harness of Rage to power that shield now. He is a pretty beastly combat unit. Level 7 as well. There's a Mega Rumbler. Pretty good counter initiating. The screen is shaking like crazy. Vanguard veterans of Rambo do get away. The full auto might have saved them. Slightly bug animation there for the Apothecary. Avatar's in. Not over quite yet, it turns out. Megway goes for the cap very briefly, but decides against it. I mean, red team are over it, and blue team aren't. That's the difference, right? That's the difference right now. Still a bunch of tanks to deal with. Here's another Chaos Predator. Down goes a looted tank though. Mark of Khorne on this thing, buffing the damage of all the weapons. And a Force Commander Terminator for Rambo. Going in with a Power Fist. Just get the regular Power Fist, I say. Flesh over Steel is pretty awesome. 121-64. Bloodletter's taking their VP back. Can the blue team get the west side though? Great unclean one now for fegtorg. Predator tank with the las cannon is going to most likely deal with the looted tank. There we go. 2 looted tanks down. Just the Predator lives now. They're trying to push against the red team, get them away from the VP. Tank bus is trying to cap. There's some Khorne worship. What is this? What are you up to? Oh, Sigil of the Rift. What's he seen? Oh, teleporting his Marco Tzeentch CSM up, trying to finish off the tank. Didn't quite work. More scouts for ASD to repair the tank here. And yeah, Lindonin doesn't have any Dire Avengers, so they can't repair. 98-54. Players trying to think about what they do next. Going mid, are they? Looks like Lindonin is going to join Rambo mid. Banshee's there. But everything else lagging behind slightly. Terminator Force Commander teleports in, gets his lightning claws on, and starts decapping. Should get a decap if nothing else. Can't use the teleport again though. We need to retreat away. There's the decap. Should stop capping here and either fight or run. As it turns out, it's going to go down. There's Doom on the Chaos Terminators. Uh-oh, subjugated Banshees though. And a Mega Rumbler. All kicking off here. End of the game, trying to desperately get his VPs tied up. Vanguard veterans escape. That's a long retreat for those guys though. Marco Tzeentch CSM trying to cap, but look at these double warp spiders. These guys have been pretty awesome. Are they both level 4? I think they are. That's a lot of damage. Avatar with the Wailing Doom. Might need to back away though. Looks like he's going to stand and fight. Allow these guys to cap. Farseer's on it. There's the Wrath of Cain. Wow, Bloodletter's doing a hell of a lot of damage to the Avatar there. Great and Clean One now joins in. The Vomit is not going to hit, but there's some Marco Tzeentch CSM and they will tear apart an Avatar and down it goes. 96-35. This game way closer than I thought it would be several times now. Power bashing Predator tank. Okay then. Here's an orbital. Blue team won't be able to cap right now. Hit pretty well on some of these things. Boom. 72-35. Great Unclean One passively does damage to nearby enemies. That's that green crap you see on those tactical marines. It's not a whole lot though. Those guys kind of shrugging it off. I think it's piercing damage too, which heavy armor does have some resistance to. I think it is. Could be wrong. Level 7 Farseer here. Pretty low. Might have used the heal already. Triple commandos for BestN00b, by the way. 53-35. What's this? Kicking off on the west side. Terminator Force Commander laying into some Chaos stuff. But Chaos Lord gets the cap. So the Chaos Lord's Lightning Claws actually do more DPS than the Terminator Force Commanders. Slightly. But he has splash damage on his. 53-29 here. And remember, of course, the Chaos Lord's melee damage can scale up with levels, and the Force Commander Terminators can't, since he can no longer level up. This guy's level 9, so he's doing scary amounts of damage with these Lightning Claws. Shut down by full auto, though, and goes down. Look at this. Imperial Abyss. Oh, man, whaps out those tactical marines so quick. Vanguard veterans trying to survive with Angels of Death and actually jumping into combat here. 51-29. Persuaded to leave. Barely survive, maybe. I think they are, you know. And they do. Level 3, those fellas. Blue team can now retake the west side, maybe, if the tank gets out of the way. There we go. Commandos are on it, and these guys do cap faster. Lindonin keeping the pressure up on the mid. Infiltrated by the webway there. And goes for it. It's a lot of stuff here, though. Has another avatar. Might open it up with a Wailing Doom. Oh, opens it up with a time field. Those guys just get the hell out of there. They will be back pretty soon, though, since they're quite close to base. Avatar needs to be careful. 39-29. It's freaking close. Red team are so depleted here. How are they hanging on? Blue team can't get this back. Plasma cannon getting shots in. Uh-oh. Predator tank level 2. Rear armor hit from that plasma. Uh-oh. More Terminators. This time Terminator ones. This time Chaos ones, I should say. Power Fists on the plasma cannon gets it off. But look at the damage from those Vanguard veterans. Holy crap. And these are demoralized Vanguard veterans from the Terminator kill. Level 3 Vanguard veterans were really tearing through there. Full auto again on the Chaos Lord. Level 10 now, this guy. Where's Kill the Weak? It's already been used. There it is. Shield is up also. Another special attack. Should get a model here. That's a tough Vanguard veteran. Down it goes. And now some support from the Orks. 17-29. Mid is quiet right now. The action is all on this west side. Chaos Lord is still up. Now in on the Apothecary. And gaining energy back for that shield because of Harness of Rage. Takes down the Apothecary. The Chaos Lord has been absolutely beastly over here. Shows you the kind of difference a late game hero can have in these fights, late game. Does he get away? Gets away as well. Meanwhile, blue team going after red team's natural. Terminator teleporting in. And there's an Abyss. GG says ASD 16-16. I think red team have run out of tricks here. It was an epic battle. Red team did an amazing job to hold on this long. There it is. Double cap wins it. Level 10 Chaos Lord. Shed so much blood for Khorne. We have a level 6 mech. Mega Rumbler did some work. Custom Force Builders up at 2. Level 6 Sorcerer. With some shenanigans. Level 9 Apothecary too, so had that very powerful heal going. Terminator Force Commander and a level 7 Farseer. Did a really good job on the east side most of the time. Did Lindonin. There was an Ork at the end too. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.